Hello and welcome to the Data Management online course for this semester. I'm your teacher, Lisa Davies, and you can just call me Lisa. That makes things a lot easier when we're emailing and so forth. So I want to take you just on a quick little tour of the D2L webpage that we're going to be using for the course and show you around. I know some of you may have taken an online course before. And even if you have, I think what you're going to find this year is that things look a little bit different. They have changed the entire interface for the D2L home pages, and this is to make it easier to keep the same format no matter what kind of device you're using. So on a laptop, on a computer screen, but also on a phone or a tablet, you should be able to see the same web page in the same format, and that's why it looks so different, and that's why they have to keep it so uniform across the courses now. You'll notice that a lot of the color and graphics and things are gone. So I'd like to show you around a little bit and talk to you a little bit about success in an online course. At the top of the page, you'll find what we call the dashboard for the course, and that's just how you navigate through the course homepage to find everything that you need. What I've tried to do when I redesigned the course last summer is put everything on the front homepage so that you actually don't need to use the dashboard very much at all, and you can get everything you need from the homepage, and I'll show you how to do that. I've created a box here called Announcements, and this is how I communicate daily or almost daily with the class and give you information that you need for the course. We'll also talk a little bit about the course content in a minute that's also included in that box. The updates box, what you will find here is whenever you have something that has been marked or an email waiting to be read or anything that needs your attention, there will be a note in that updates box directing you there and also providing you with a link to go directly to that thing. So always check that whenever you first log on. Also at the bottom here, the how to contact me box. I've got a couple of different ways for you to contact me here. Let's just have a quick look at this one. The first one is email me through D2L, and so just so you don't have to go all the way through the dashboard and find the email, I have put a link to the email tool. If you just click on the email tool in blue there, it's going to take you to the page that you need to go to in order to email me. You can also call me. I've provided my home phone number. I like to provide lots of ways for people to keep in touch with me. My e-learning period is period 4. I do teach during the day in other classes, and I'm a full-time teacher now. So I may not be available if you are registered in, say, a period 1 e-learning. I'm actually teaching a class in grade 9 math that period, so I won't be able to get back to you right away. But I do try to check it frequently and during my lunch hour and things like that. So I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can because I know how frustrating it is when you're waiting for an answer to move on an assignment. So for the coursework, I do things just a little bit differently. What I've done is I've created a Google Calendar, and each of the calendar entries is actually the lesson for that day. I'm going to ask you to follow that calendar very, very strictly. Make sure that if it's September 6th that you have read and completed the work for September 6th and that you don't let yourself get too far behind. I understand that sometimes people are sick or have an appointment or things like that. That happens in regular classes too, but the expectation is that the next day you come back and you find out what work you've missed and you make an effort to get caught up as soon as possible. One of the things that I find with e-learning is that people don't take it as seriously as a in-class course, and they tend to sort of treat it sometimes as optional, and that's really a bad idea. If you get behind in e-learning, especially in a 4U e-learning course, it's very difficult to get caught up. I'm going to tell you a little story about, I'll make it brief, about a couple of students that I've had in previous courses who let themselves get behind to the point where we hit the midterm exam in November, and I provided a period of days, I think it was 5 days, for people to log on and write their midterm exam. And that was to provide just that little bit of extra time for people who might have been a day or two behind to get caught up. 2 students didn't manage to write the exam in that 5-day period. And believe it or not, it was 2 weeks later when I got emails from them and their school saying, when can they write their midterm exam? Unfortunately, it didn't make any sense for them to stop at the point that they were at, go back and review to write that midterm exam. It would have just put them even further behind in the work that they were supposed to be doing in the new unit. So those students ended up having to take a 0 on the midterm exam, which is worth 15%. Please don't let that happen to you. It breaks my heart, and it creates all sorts of stress for everybody involved. But it's just a no-win situation when we get into that, when people are that far behind in a course. If you are getting behind and you're starting to stress about it, get in touch with me right away, and I'm going to help you get caught up and stay on track. To access the course content, all you need to do is click on an individual box on the calendar, and you'll see the information there. So on September 4th, hopefully you're reading this today, and the introduction will be the link to the video that we're making right now. So each day you'll see some work, and each day all the information that you need will be contained in that particular box. We're going to start the first week with the course orientation. And again, if you click on the orientation link, it's going to take you directly to the course content. And that way you don't have to worry about how to find it. It's going to take you right there. And it didn't. It took us to, oh, there it is. Click on orientation. And that's all you will see is the orientation. And it will open that section up for you, and you can get that complete. Now, also when you're in that area, if you go into the student information section, you'll find a little page with Meet the Teacher, and that tells you a little bit about me and lets you know who you're talking to, etc. when we're going back and forth in the course. It also has my contact information there as well. One of the things that you will find links to in the boxes when we need to use them are the discussion posts. And I want to just talk to you a little bit about the discussions, because communication in this course is worth 10% of your final mark. There are certain assignments in which I ask you to visit the discussion board and post your thoughts or your answers to a certain question. And each of those is marked based on you posting at least one original post and answering the posts of at least 2 other students. That can really hurt your mark if you're not keeping up with those and you're not replying and reading the other posts from other students. So make sure that you're doing that. The other thing that we have built into the discussion tool is the class lounge, and that's just a chat room that anybody can go to and post their questions and talk to each other and help each other. I really, really encourage that. I'm looking for that from you for your 10% communication mark as well. I really want to see you working together and helping each other out, and I'll be monitoring that, and I will jump in and give you guys some help and some suggestions to your assignment problems also through the class lounge. Whenever you hand something into the Dropbox or write a quiz or a test, you'll get feedback from me along with a mark. To see that feedback and to see and keep track of all the work that you've completed so far, one way to do that is to go into the assessment tool and click on class progress. Now when you do that, it's going to take you to a page that shows you everything that you have done so far in the course. It'll show you everything that's been handed in. If there were Dropbox comments, the comments will also be there. It will show you the grade that you got on that assignment. And it will also show you how much of the content you've read, how much time you've spent, how many days it's been between logins, how many days absent. All the information about your progress in the course is contained there. So just go there to check and make sure that you're on track, that you haven't missed any assignments, and so on. about a week after each unit finishes, after the unit test, I will put all the marks into Edsby, which is our marks tool, and I will give you a mark update. So for people who haven't put in those assignments, who haven't submitted assignments in that previous unit, you're going to have a 0 there. Your mark will probably be lower, obviously, than what you were expecting, but you'll get a chance to see, oh, I've got a 0 in that, I better get that in. And you can still turn it in with no late penalty, and I will update your mark accordingly. So don't panic when that happens, but it's a really good reminder to let you know that you're getting behind in the course and that you need to get some things caught up and get those things submitted. So let's go back to the course home now. There we go. And I'll just briefly scroll down. I'm just going to show you a couple more things down here on the bottom of the page. There are some boxes that we call widgets that have links to things that you might find helpful in the course. So this one is about a graphing calculator tool that you can use online for free. There's a few other things that we can access as well, like a virtual graphing calculator that turns your phone into a graphing calculator, things like that. And so just always have a look on the home page, and again, you'll get an alert in your updates if there's something new that's been posted. So just check there for important information. So I'm looking forward to working with you on the course. I really hope that you will communicate with me and let me know how I can help you. And that you'll communicate with each other and work together similar to a regular high school course. Please let me know whenever you're having trouble. I can help you in a lot of different ways. One thing I can do is make you a video similar to this where I can explain how to do a problem. So anything that you need, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me, and I hope you have a great semester.